Hello ladies, I'm Amity Rose, welcome back. Today we are talking about how to appreciate the life that you have. And you say, oh Amity, I have this dream life that hasn't materialized and I am chasing that. How can I possibly appreciate the crummy, stressed out life that I have? Well, ladies, I'm so glad you asked because today we will be going over that. Super simple. 2 steps, okay? The first is you've got to dissolve and really put to death, bury it, the life that you thought you were gonna have. See, that life is just made up of a lot of fantasy, of dream. A lot of it comes from childhood. You decided early on, based on the experiences that you had, what would be the best life for you. So I want to be a celebrity, I want to be rich, I want to live over here, I don't want to get in fights with people, I'm not going to drink because of this happened, whatever. Your unique dream is made up from your life experiences and it's totally valid. It needs to be validated and it's worthy because it's yours. However, just because you have this idea in your head, especially ideas that came from really young childhood memories and experiences based on survival, doesn't mean that that's the actual life that you are meant to live. So they're 2 very, very different things. And you have to see that, determine that, like I said, it is valid, it is worthy. However, it doesn't often translate into adulthood or into what you've got going on right now. So first is really getting clear on what that childhood dream is. You may even have access to why. It may be so clear to you why you wanted some of the things because of how you were raised or how your parents were or how you were treated by people. However it came to be, you may know exactly why you want these things or you may not, which is fine. But really get clear about, my life was supposed to look like this. And it may or may not have any reflection of what you're actually living now. And because of that, often we can feel like a failure. So we've got these visions, these ideas, and we have not made them manifest, so we suck. Or we failed in a really, really big way. And that's devastating to our self-worth. So acknowledge the childhood you that came up with these pictures and these stories from a pure space of survival. It thought it was doing the best that it could to stay alive, to stay approved of. However, those need to be buried. I am a really visual person. I will actually sit with my eyes closed and breathe, and I will make a burial spot, and I will have a ceremony in my mind, the way I would if you were burying a loved one, that at some point this was created out of love. My body created this, my childhood mind, to help me, and it needs to be honored in that way. So I have a ceremony where it's honored and I lay it to rest and I put it into the ground. And I put it in Mother Earth, who is very special to me, and then we bury it in the dirt and it stays there. But it's no longer a part of what I'm living now. So that's the first part. The second part is to take a really, really close look at what is happening in your life right now. What has life given you? So if you can separate childhood stories and images of what your life was supposed to be like, or even if you've got an age thing going on, like I was supposed to be here by 30, or I was supposed to be here by 50, or have accomplished this by blah, blah, blah. That, also bury that. So what's happening is, what has life actually given you? Do you have children? Do you have a spouse? Do you have aging parents? Do you have pets? Do you have a career that is up, down, in the middle, wherever? But to really take stock, what is right here, right now, in your life? That's really, really important to acknowledge, because we can have all these like fantasy ideas of what our life is supposed to look like and be like, but what's actually happening? What are you looking at? Who are the people that you're spending all day long with? Do you have children? Like I said, do you have a spouse, an uncle, an aunt, a parent, or whatever? Here. What is happening here in front of your very eyes, in front of your face? What's happening? And take stock in that. Because if it's happening, it's supposed to be. If there is somebody in your life, even if they are cringeworthy and you can't stand them, there is a purpose. They are in your life for a reason. So you really, really have to take stock of what's in front of me. I have a mortgage, I have a job, I have this, I have soccer practice, I have whatever. That's what's supposed to be happening. But you can't make any changes or shifts if you're not willing to acknowledge what's actually in front of you. So you have to kind of break the mold, the dream life, to what's actually happening. And then you can get really clear on where you want to go from there. Once you have 2 feet on the ground, you are rooted in reality. You are rooted in your life, what that looks like. Good, bad, pretty, ugly, doesn't matter. But really get a foothold on what's happening, what's in front of you, and then you can move from that space. If you want to make some changes, if you want to leave a relationship, if you want to reduce stress, if you want to, whatever change you want to make can only be made from a place of being rooted in the reality that is happening, not in the one in your head, but the one that's actually happening in front of your face. So take a look at those relationships that you're in on a daily basis. And how can you be more present? How can you spend more quality time? How can the people that you love feel your love even more? How can you be of service more? How can you give to the world more? And if you can become present in what is actually your reality, the depth that you feel of appreciation for what is in front of you has endless potential to deepen. So if you acknowledge, instead of the stress and the ongoing stuff that happens with kids, if you can pause and be present in the moment with your child and feel that exchange of love, that is magic. And that is far better than any reality that you've ever created in your head. To be present in your reality is the dream. That's what you're after. Because whatever you've created in your head, you believe will give you this dream-like euphoria. So all the money, the big house, the romantic relationship, the car, the whatever, you think that those things, having achieved those things, will give you this sense of accomplishment, of success, of freedom, of happiness. But the trick is, you can access all of that right now with the life that you have. It's possible. But you have to get present, and you have to get clear, and you have to get true about what's happening, what's in front of you. It is here, it is now, it just looks different than what you've created in your mind. But you have access to it now. If you can shift focus and be a little bit more flexible and open about what you thought your life would, could, should look like, you will begin to notice everything you want is actually here. Because it's all a feeling. Everything you want, you're chasing a feeling. It's not the actual stuff. It's this feeling. And that is the result of a mind shift. So to recap, first, you want to get clear about the childhood stories that you made up for survival purposes, which are valid and worthy, and you honor them and you release them. And the second part is to become present and grounded with the reality that is actually happening with you, in front of you. And the more present that you become in that reality, the more you're able to tap into those feelings that you're after, that you thought your dream life would give you. I promise you, it's all here right now to be accessed. So let me know in the comments below if any of this helped, how it worked out. If you have any questions, I am more than happy to help. I will see you all next week. I'm on Instagram, Love Amity Rose, body positive all the time, and I'll catch you next week.